Tēnā tātou. Tēnei au ko te uri o manu ko te aitanga ātiki. He matakahi, he mānuka, he kāhika. I ahu mai i te kōhanga taputapu ātea. I te whare o te mānuka, i te whare kura o manuka pua. Tēnei au te hoatu nei, hōkai āwai, whana āringa. Hikoia te whetū, hikoia te marama. Kei te whai ao, kei te ao marama. Whano, hara mai te toki. Haumie, huie, tāiki. A tēnā tātou. Tuinoa ngā maunga whakahi, ko te riu o te whenua ki a koutou, kua ngaro i te ao. Ngā maniwhiti tua, kua unuhia o roto o ngā iwi, ngā pautoko manawa o ngā whare maire, o tātou matua, o tātou tūpuna. I huakina ai ngā tātou maha o tiki o rangi. I unuhia ai te hunga mate tapu o tua whakarere. Nō reira, te tai e pare rā, kete mai, kete atu. Te tai e pare ana ki hea, e pare ana ki tā whiti nui, ki tā whiti roa, ki tā whiti pāmāmā. Nō reira, rātou kua whetūrangitia, rātou ko haere kei tua te arai, haere o ki atu rā. Ki ngā maunga whakahi, maunga kie, maunga whau, ngā maunga katoa i konei, tēnei to rohe o Ngāti whātua o rākei, tūtonu, e kore koutou e neke. Ka hoki nei au, kia tātou te hungura, tātou kua rauika mai, tātou kua karapinipini mai, ki runga ki tēnei o tō tātou whenua, e horake nei, te kāhu tōpuni o tūperiri, haere mai, nau mai, ki tēnei o tō tātou whenua taurikura, o tāmaki, haere mai. Me mehi ka tika ki te au, tētai o tōku matua, tame te rangi, mihana ki a koe te matua, mihana o tira, ko te mihi tuaroa ki SBN, Sustainable Business Network, Rachel, Steph, Malika, Sam, tātou koutou katoa, mihi ana ki a koutou, nā koutou i whakarite tēnei huihuinga o tātou, he mea whakahirihira kia mātou Ngāti Whātua. Miharo hau, ka tuake hei māngai i tēnei wā, kia koutou, tēnei tautoko tēnei kaupapa, Sustainable Business Network, tēnā koutou. O tira, kia koutou katoa, kei te mōhio pai a hau, wetahi o koutou, ka whiwhi tohu tēnei pō, whakanuia. Kāre kore, puki mahi tonu koutou, i raro i tēnei o ngā āhuatanga, ngā sponsors, mihana ki a koutou. Tēnā tātou katoa. Anei, taku whakamārama ki a koutou, change the channel too. Good evening. Welcome. So just a paku whakamārama, just explanation. As we do always, we just think about those who have our dearly departed, those who have gone to the other side of the veil, have gone for a rest, and those who we will never forget, me mihi ka tika. So ka roha kia koutou etahi, we've all lost people in the last week, days, months, so just a mihi acknowledgement to them. Coming back to, I just was walking up here and I saw one of my uncles in the back there, so it's only right that I mihi to him, otherwise he might clip my ears later on. Tēnā koe mata. And then obviously SBN, thank you for inviting me here. As I guess it's my pleasure on behalf of Ngāti Whātua Rākei to open us up here for this lovely evening, these awards. And then back to everyone or those who will be getting a tohu or an award. Congratulations. Whakanuia, let's celebrate that and have a great evening. Mihana ki a koe, taku hoa te reira, mana e whakahaere tēnei pō. The bar over here is going to light this place on fire and keep you all entertained. And yeah, that's probably enough for me, except for, see these plants here? If you want more of these plants, call me. Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa.
Kia ora, Tama. I actually do want more of these plants. I've got a little gully. I went down to check some of my riparian planting only yesterday, and not all of it survived. Those look great. What are the chances of taking some away tonight? Hey, kia ora koutou, everybody. No mai haere mai. Welcome to the 2024 Sustainable Business Awards, the 22nd one of these events. As always, thank you for that wonderful opening, Tama. And particularly poignant this year as well, we will be celebrating and mentioning those people who have passed away, in particular the late, great Rod Oram, who was such a stalwart of these awards. Hey, look at you, the good and the great of Aotearoa, New Zealand. It's a joy to be back for this, the 22nd of the Sustainable Business Awards. We've got our VIPs, we've got our award sponsors. We have many nervous finalists and their supporters. We've all come together in one of the most important celebrations of the year here in Tamaki Makaurau. And a special welcome to those of you who are watching this online. We have got people in their offices. We've got people stuck in traffic who are probably watching this because they're not going anywhere on all of those big new roads we're building and still fixing and then rebuilding and then putting in a bus lane and slowing everybody down again. And thinking, you know what would be better than this? We'll make it wider, which will enable more people to sit in their cars and watch the Sustainable Business Awards. We have got viewing parties happening in Wellington and Christchurch. Let's have a wave. I think we can see them. We'll wave to them. There you go. Give them a big wave. Hooray. There they are. Look at them. I know. Well, where were they? Was that Christchurch? Quite a high ceiling, eh? What? Good. All right. Let's crack on. It's me, Terada. Did I say that? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Look, here's the thing. I've hosted this a number of times, and you know that my particular pleasure with this Indeni Awards night is a reverential but very swift evening. So there is a climate apocalypse happening out there, and we're sitting in here celebrating. So we need to get this done quickly and crack on and fix things. I love this particular building. It is it's the oldest stone building left in the commercial heart of Auckland, and one of very few to survive anywhere in the city. It was built only 20 years after the foundation of the modern city in 1861. Of course, we know that this has been a beautiful part of Aotearoa, New Zealand, that has been lived in and fought over for many, many generations. It's the rich heartland of the north. And this building has links to much of that as unusual colonial businesses. There was a boiled sweet production. There was the distribution of early chemical fertilizers. And tonight we have you in here celebrating the future of business. As I said, Sustainable Business Awards has been running for 22 years. We had our 21st last year. And as always, when you reach that kind of milestone age, you embark upon a new journey as you head into the future. And this year, the team threw out the rule book. I mean, they didn't just throw it out. They probably put it neatly in the recycling bin. Or they're using it as notepaper. But things always need to grow and to change. And it wasn't the case of being sustainability as business as usual. So they changed things. The response has been massive. We had more entries per category than ever before and a marked rise in the caliber of those entries. So much so that the judges are recognising 95 of you tonight in a celebration that will go all the way through to Christmas. It won't. No, tonight we are celebrating the next 95. Read the news. We've been seeing some mind-blowing advances over the years. But so far, they're not really stacking up here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, or indeed the world that we want to live in. So the Sustainable Business Network dug a little bit deeper for the gold of true transformation. Don't say the word gold around Shane Jones or he will literally dig everywhere. Mostly he's just digging a large hole that one day, hopefully, he will pull soil in over the top of himself. Some of these views are not endorsed by the Sustainable Business Network. Just adding a little bit of creative license to the evening. From this year on, the call is going out for visionaries and innovators. I've often said we need for have that need for the kind of the aspirational and the influential, and that is what we're celebrating. We're bringing the truly groundbreaking new ideas or rapidly scaling sustainable ways of working to these awards. As I said, the call has been heard. The future we want is here. It's in this room. Tonight, we're going to take an inspiring journey into the innovation shaping tomorrow and meet the visionaries who are making it happen. To set the scene, as we did last year as well, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage an award-winning climate activist, poet, Pacific youth advocate, the wonderful Fili Fiapole Ai Tapu Ai.
Salofalava, everyone. Like it was said, my name is Aingongele Fili Fiapole Tapu Ai, better known as Fili. In my professional work, I work with Pacific civil society organizations over in the islands who deal with climate justice issues as well as ocean health issues. But I'm also a spoken word poet. I believe that storytelling and art has the power to shift conversations, narratives, and culture faster than policies do sometimes. And I believe that it's a powerful vessel that we can use to not only stay grounded, but to help us remember why it is that we do the work that we do. This poem in particular was written after an engagement with the community of Lahaina in Maui, Hawaii, who in the last couple of years have been recovering from wildfires in their villages. And the native Kanaka Maoli have been powerful advocates for their communities, as well as many different communities across the Pacific. So this poem that I'm about to share is titled Love That Transcends Lifetimes, and is a bit of an insight into why the Pacific as a region is so important when it comes to the sustainability work. So I hope you can draw some inspiration, strength, and also this is my way of thanking you for the work that you're currently doing. I hope you continue to do it. I spent my childhood summers harvesting onions, peeling back their layers in my trembling child hands. As my mother told me stories of an island in the Pacific she says we descend from, that my parents grew up on. She tells me that my grandparents are buried right outside of our family home in Savaii, Samoa. A testament to how love transcends lifetimes, she says. And a layer of my world peels itself back. Beneath is a history of navigators, voyagers, storytellers, custodians of land and sea. Beneath are stories of resilience, adaptation, islands connected by the Pacific Ocean that spans 1/3 of the world's surface. As climate change tries to claim its stake on their futures, on islands in the Pacific, people spend their summers building seawalls to keep out the rising tides. Brick after brick stacked in hopes to lessen bone after bone lost through every natural disaster. The Pacific Islands contribute less than 1% of the world's carbon emissions, 0.03%. And yet Tuvalu prepares to be evacuated. Fijian villages must be relocated and Lahaina is still recovering. And sea levels reach the doorsteps our ancestors are buried near. Islands with hundreds of years of history who have lived sustainably in place for thousands of years are forced to draft their own eulogies, as foreign eyes deem them pretty enough for a holiday, but not valuable enough to keep above water. They'll be fine, they can pick our fruit, an Australian politician says. Well, there's nothing we can do about it, a French climate analyst tells me. Their hands are assertive, dominant. They don't tremble the way mine once did. But within it, they hold the fate of the Pacific region as dismissively as they hold their meeting notes. Hands so oily, the responsibility slips through their fingers. the survival of my homeland dependent on their net zero pledges? Can they care enough to tremble at the weight of what they hold? Can their fingers learn to be that delicate? Can they peel back the layers? Or will they spend their summers clipping the wings of foreign children as long as it isn't their own? Because my biggest fear is that one day my island will become nothing more than just a story to tell. Words to enter the ears of children who will never get to see their motherland. That their mother's hands will become the only connection to the land left for them to hold. That I'll have to low between my grandparents' headstones and ask them to forgive me for letting the sinking of our island become their second death. But again, what is fear compared to love? Just because we want to sit under the shade of the trees we plant, just because we won't sit under the shade of the trees we plant, doesn't mean we stop planting. We have to love, we have to nurture, and we have to care about our homeland so much that it no longer matters whether the world is cool despite our efforts. The fruits of our labor may not be eaten by us, but they will be carried by our seeds. Knowing that you did everything to prepare for those that came after you is what it takes to be the kind of ancestors our children deserve. So in the future, when my children ask me what we did to save our homelands, I will hold their hands firm. I will remember that our people will never be defined by the weight of foreign crimes or apathetic eyes. I will peel back the layers of this world to show them ours. And I will tell them that every prayer, every family, every person who chose to fight for their island, even when the water came to stake its claim, is testament to a homegrown love so strong, it transcends lifetimes, bursts through timelines, and defines the ocean we get to call home. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Philly. It's a nice reminder that actually everything we do in the room is personal to somebody, some place, somewhere around the world. And it was appropriate, Tama, I was thinking as you were doing the welcome and talking about those who have lost their lives this year alone to fire and to flood and to drought and to famine, climate change, and those people who worry about it, the imminent arrival of it for a lot of people around the world. It's here already. And so tonight we'll remember those as we fight the good fight to make sure that we can do the best we can for the future. I'll tell you what, someone who does do that, well, she does it so well, we gave her a gong, and I tell you what, she's pretty good with the curtsies. We don't have to curtsy every time we see her, just initially. She is the founder and the CEO of the Sustainable Business Network, Rachel Brown, ONZM.
You're so funny, so very funny. Ngā mihi, everyone. Inga iwi, inga mana, inga kārangaranga maha. Nau mai, haere mai, ki tēnei rā, whakahere hi kaupapa tino nui. A big warm mihi to you, Tama. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for starting. And a big mihi to you too, Philly. You are such a hard act to follow, both of you. And I feel very emotional now. And I feel a bit sad that we can't give you good news because things are a bit tough right now. Anyway, nau mai haere mai. Welcome, everyone. It is absolutely fantastic to see us all in this room today. And it is the right room to be in. This building was produced about the same time as the signing of Te Treaty of Waitangi. So it's quite an important place to be in, and I think it feels like an important time to be in and to be here. But before I get really excited about all of you, and believe me, I'm really excited about all of you, I need to acknowledge and share a little bit because 2024 has been a really challenging year for us, and also I know for many of you. At the end of 2023, the national narrative shifted. Our focus previously had been on climate action, Philly. It had been on the circular economy. It had been on nature regeneration, Tama. And then all of a sudden it came to an abrupt halt. It felt like an attack on community and an attack on nature. even Te Tiriti o Waitangi has come under attack by political opportunists seeking to undo decades of work towards a more equitable future. Ouch. And tragically, perhaps when we needed him most, a dear friend of mine died, and that was the beautiful Rod Oram. He was a big part of our movement, and his loss has been devastating. He was a dear friend to a lot of people in this room, and my dear friend, Barry, is going to talk about Rod a bit more soon. He was a supporter of so much innovation in this space, and he would have absolutely loved today. And it's a real shame he's not here. And I think, Tama, you might have mentioned this before, this has been a year of losses, and I want to acknowledge Ron McDowell, who when I was young was a big leader in the sustainable engineering space. And then really recently, we also lost the man behind Sustainability Matters, the beautiful Ray Skinner. I just want to acknowledge those beautiful souls. But we do take heart from the example they left us. We're doubling down to shine a light on what is good right now, which you've just mentioned. So tonight is a celebration, and it is a gorgeous historic space to be in, to be laying the foundations of a brighter future together, where we celebrate the diversity and the strengths that our nation has. And doing so, though I have to say I'm deeply grateful at this time for the unwavering support of our long-standing partners, NZI. Oliver and your team, thank you so much. And we're also really grateful to support from Tātaki Auckland Unlimited parent and team. Thank you so much for making that happen. And also to the wonderful team of Ecotricity who win award after award and today have become a sponsor for us. So that support has been amazing. Thank you, everyone. We had a much slimmer budget this year, so we had to reach out to our suppliers and ask for help. And amazing help they've offered. And I really want to thank O Media, Livewire, Lawson's Dry Hills, Lion Breweries, Citizen, Kamakola, and the amazing people at Exhibit Group who just went mental helping us today. SCG, Reclaim, and Brad's, who are the dudes who own this place, for your absolutely wonderful in-kind support and for the products and services that you've provided for all of us today. We're extremely grateful. I also want to make a very big thank you to Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei, not just for these beautiful trees, but also for being such a fantastic support for us endlessly over the many years SBN has existed. Also to Dave Olsen, who has been our photographer for years, and we said, Dave, we've got no budget. He said, don't worry, mate, I'll come anyway. And to Raider, we said, we've got no budget. He said, don't worry, I'll come anyway. Thank you. The contribution you have all made, all of you, has been absolutely pivotal in the role that's making this event absolutely positive and possible. I also need to owe a great gratitude to the judging panel. They're all innovators, they're pioneers, they're business leaders in their own right, and they are an extraordinarily busy bunch. And I am so grateful that they took on this task of being judges for these awards. I'm smiling at Paul because it was no small task. It took a week to read all your entries. It took days to get to the final 95. And then it's taken a very sharp series of conversations. They were pretty tight at times to come down with finalists and winners. So can we do a big thank you in a minute to our judges, our chief judge, the wonderful Barry Coates, who's the founder and CEO of Mindful Money. If you don't know it, check it out. Along with Brianne Wesk, so some of you will know her, founder, innovator, CEO of Atique, and the new founder of Incredibles, which sounds cool. Ken Webster, who came all the way in from the UK, globally renowned circular economy dude, formerly with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation and extremely brainy. Paul Johnson, who I've just pointed to, co-founder of Bean Supreme, fantastic tofu, supply chain and distribution manager of Life Health Foods, and our own SBN chair, the wonderful Jacqueline Farman, who was the co-founder of The Purpose Business and the creator of the Better Futures Report. If you haven't read it, you should. We are really honoured and humbled by you guys. You've been fantastic with your insights and your judgment. It wasn't me making any of the judgments, by the way. And thank you all. Can we give them a big round of applause, please? This year, more than ever, it's been a massive collaboration. And tonight, we get to imagine a future where Aotearoa stands as a global leader in sustainability, driven by the remarkable innovations of the next 95. Woo! For those of you who missed today, the next 95 spans a diverse set of sectors from food waste to fashion, from construction to clean energy and smart technology. And in all of them, we see the same unwavering commitment to leave the world in a better place than we found it. And that's what unites us all in this room. And this is only the beginning. SBN is focused on growing the businesses that we need for the future and that we're heading into. We're planning to build connections, partnerships, investment opportunities to provide mentoring to grow the might of this group, because boy, we need you to be successful. Amongst many of the activations we've got planned for next year is going to be something called the Next Fest, which is going to be a shed load of fun. So please come along. It'll be about June time. Now, as a group of influencers and great storytellers and people that other people listen to, please make sure that you get behind this group and help these people grow, because there is nothing more important than us buying from them and supporting them and helping them thrive. So please do that beyond today, because business as usual is simply not cutting it. We need this new group to be the most successful. Anyway, so best of luck to the next 95, and congratulations to the winners who get up onto the stage tonight. You are all bloody amazing. Big clap for all of them. And remember, we only really do win when we work together to get this nation back on the right track, a track that creates a sustainable, resilient nation we can all be proud of. Now, finally, I just really want to acknowledge my amazing team, and I'm going to invite them up here, and I'm going to join them in a minute, because this was an ambitious idea that came from James, got picked up by Lauren, and has turned into tonight. It's a team effort, and I really want you to help me thank my team for everything they've done. Thank you so much. I'm going to step down and join them in a minute. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Jesus.
Well, I don't know about you, but I reckon Aotearoa New Zealand's pretty bloody awesome. What do you think? What do you mean? What do you mean no budget? Who can read? Hey, look, what you do, and we know when times are tough, friends help friends out, and that's how we get on, and that is what we are celebrating tonight. None of you are in this room because you've done things individually. There's always been somebody at every stage of your life who has given you a hand up, and that is what we are celebrating tonight. So, someone who has always been, he's always sending me emails. Hello. And it always gives me great pleasure. The wonderful Barry Coates, founder and co-CEO of Mindful Money, SBN board member and head judge of this year's awards. So mai te paki. Barry Coates.
Kia ora, ngā mihi nui kia koutou, ko Barry Coates aho, ko te kārahi o te Patea Whai Whakaaro, roa Mema Powari of SBN. So I'm Barry Coates, I'm head of a charity called Mindful Money, and I'm very proud to be a board member of SBN. So as Rachel said, I'm head judge, and that has required me to kind of have an oversight over judging all the rest of you judges who did the hard work. Then you probably didn't see much of me. So thank you for all your work. I'm stepping into big shoes, and I just wanted to say a few words about our former head judge, the late Rod Oram. I'd like us to remember Rod in these awards. He gave so much to SBN, and he gave so much to our whole sustainability community in New Zealand. He died, as many of you know, in March this year, aged 73, following a heart attack on his beloved bike. And his passing was just a huge shock to his family, his friends, his collaborators, and to the absolute massive audience of New Zealanders who were touched by Rod, by his analysis, his honesty, his intellect, his sheer kind of energy and enthusiasm for this work. And he touched us. And for many of us, he added those insights and that intellect with personal kindness and generosity. So a reminder of this was we really missed Rod's reporting from the last climate summit. So we just finished COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. So Rod regularly reported from these climate summits. Many of you may have heard him over the years. He got up before dawn to do his interviews on SBN and also Mindful Money to tell us what was going on at the summit. So he was our eyes into what was happening. And at COP29, he would have had a field day. So there's plenty of material for him exposing the hypocrisy of the petro-states where the negotiations had been held for the past 3 years, the fossil fuel lobbyists running around the convention centre, denouncing injustices at the heart of climate change, as eloquently outlined by Fili, Fili. But you know, here's the thing about Rod. He still retained the enthusiasm and hope and optimism and good stories and ways that we could deal with this. And it's one of the things that I think we all loved about Rod, that he never let the awfulness of what he was reporting to deflect him from an optimistic trajectory and future scenario. And so that was really important. We miss him from many other places, his wisdom, insights, and infectious enthusiasm. They continued to inspire us, and I think they continued to make us better people. So rest in peace, Rod Oram. So we also miss him for other reasons. This is a very different format for SBN, and as Rachel said, it's a brave move from SBN. So I hope you all enjoy tonight, because I think it's a really bold and interesting move. And I love the fact that we're not just talking about a few winners and runners up, people who've got commendations. We're talking about 95 fantastic initiatives and people. And, let's just give them all of our attention through this. We can celebrate the winners, celebrate the champions, but let's remember all of the 95. And I have this kind of image of you all in your vegan roast Christmas dinner, and you've got your cousin sitting alongside you who you've got absolutely nothing to say and nothing in common with. And what are you going to talk to him about? You're going to talk to him about the weather? No, talk to him about the 95 fabulous companies that are part of this whole mahi. So I hope you do that. It's a wonderful way to actually get your cousin on side. Many of us have these problems. And as the Chinese say, this comes at a kind of in the old Chinese curse. May we live in interesting times, and we feel the cold winds of a tough economy, a harsh economy, and an unequal economy, and so many people doing it hard in New Zealand. We see the growing tide of rollbacks of environmental sustainability, justice policies, and we see a new year of Donald Trump emerging. So, if you get worried about those forces of change and as the darkness gathers, remember, Rod, the Chinese symbol has a flip side, and the Chinese symbol is about opportunity. So in addition to the looming crisis, we have opportunities. And I think that's what SBN is all about. That's what these awards are all about. It's what the Next 95 is all about. And I hope that we can sustain this energy, draw inspiration, and take optimism from their great work. Thank you. Ngā mihi nui, kia koutou.
Thank you, Barry. All right. Those of you who knew Rod, he's described by his daughter as a true musical omnivore, and his family would often recall him expressing his fondness for Crosby, Stills and Nash in particular. You might have heard some Crosby, Stills and Nash playing on the way in. We looked back and through the archives on the very first Earth Day, 22nd of April 1970 on the Billboard charts, Crosby, Stills and Nash cover of Woodstock, the Joni Mitchell song. And that song seemed a fitting and appropriate way with its message of environmental and social awakening and building an unbeatable movement of passionate people to welcome you into the room this evening. Now we're going to crack into things. Here's the housekeeping. There are exits where I'm not going to say anything about the metaphor of us barricading ourselves into an ancient stone building with tiny exits. No one gets in, no one gets out. There are exits, wharipaku located at the rear of the building on both floors. Hey, look, the most important thing tonight, the hashtag, spread the news far and wide. Hashtag SBN Awards, and SBN is on LinkedIn, isn't everybody? No one can leave. Facebook and Instagram. So please use the hashtag, tag SBN in to boost the profile of these success stories. And we want everybody to celebrate wherever you are in the country. If you're watching this from here in the room, if you're at any one of the remote viewing platforms at the end of a device, send your snaps, tag your reels, your memes. I don't care if you write a haiku, whatever it may be, tag us in so that everybody can see what is happening here this evening. Now, usually at this point, we acknowledge the finalists in the room. This year, it's a little bit different. The quality and the quantity of awards entries this year was exceptional, and so much so that SBN wanted to recognise them differently to celebrate their role in the green shoots of the future. And so was born the Next 95 visionaries and innovators. And in every way, they are all winners, and FBN will be celebrating them year round. Some of them very shortly, however, will be slightly more winny than others. You can read about them and their initiatives on the Sustainable Business Network's website, sustainable.org.nz. You'll see them circulating on screen throughout the course of proceedings. Some of you would have come in and had the time downstairs to have a look at their products and to read about them and their initiatives downstairs. Please do take time to do that as well. And the Sustainable Business Network believes the challenges we face mean we must explore this difficult terrain together. We have to recognise and grapple with the full scope of developments in our complex and rapidly changing world. And in the next 95, SBN aims to put the spotlight on innovations that aren't going away and have the potential to make a major contribution to a better world for all of us. So to get to the future we want, we're going to have to be clever about choosing what we pursue and what we don't, perhaps most importantly, what we don't. And we can only do that by working together. So I'm going to work together to present the awards. We've got 2 awards this evening and a swag of judges' commendations. It says what's going to happen. I'm going to invite one of our 2 sponsors up to the stage. They are going to name the commendations and the winner. If that is you, immediately look surprised, look humble. Hop up from where you are, make your way up to the stage. There are some stairs here. Then you're going to stand in the middle, and you'll be familiar with this, the classic awards night, the grip and grin. You'll stand in the middle, you'll grip your certificate, hopefully the right way up, and you'll grin at Dave, who will be taking a photograph. And then you have the chance to speak very briefly, very briefly. I don't know how many of you have seen me speak, but I've been doing this for 25 years for the awards. Never once in 25 years has anyone said, "Hey, Radar, the awards night was great. I wish it had been longer." So, less than a minute. I mean, we do appreciate everything, but because there are people here who, some of you are old, and we want everybody just to get through the night. If it looks like you are going to thank everybody who has ever helped you, what is going to happen is I'm going to move closer to you until eventually I will be uncomfortably close. For some of you, that's now. Already you're thinking he's too close. Send out a witty PDF tomorrow congratulating everyone. All right, here we go. Hey, we also have 2 beautiful new trophies tonight as well. They are made by 2 of those people named in the Next 95 Spacebar Design and Critical. They are gorgeous. You're going to get a chance to have a look at them when we present. And what about a round of applause for them? Spacebar Design and Critical. Because there is no reason, even as the world comes to a rapid climatic end, that we still can't have things of beauty to outlast us all. I'm so optimistic. All right, first award. Hey, at this point, I do want to pay a particular thanks to everybody who had the courage to enter and to put themselves up and to be judged against their peers. Not all of them made it through to the finalists, and not all those finalists are going to be winners. But at this stage, what about a round of applause for every single person who entered? We do appreciate it. If you know anybody who thought about entering and didn't, encourage them to enter, and they can cement their place in the fabric of our history as well. So, the first award, the Disruptive Innovation Award, celebrates groundbreaking products, services, technologies, and business models designed with sustainability and the circular environment principles at their core. This award celebrates homegrown creativity, technology, and innovations that disrupt existing systems and drive significant positive environmental and social impact. It recognises organisations that pioneer new business models or use Indigenous frameworks to challenge linear systems and to promote a future where nature and people thrive. I'm going to welcome to the stage from Tātaki Auckland Unlimited, one of our sponsors, Dr. Paran Rafi Thompson.
Kia ora koutou, ko Paran toko inua. Thank you. I'm Paran. I'm from Tātaki Auckland Unlimited. I'm the climate innovation. I'm the head of climate innovation. That light is so bright in my face. I'm the head of climate innovation and sustainability at Tātaki. So Tātaki's purpose to enrich the cultural and economic life of Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. We are, with that purpose in mind, we are driven to work together to transform ideas into great achievements, driving Auckland towards a bright and thriving future. This is a place, Auckland is a place where early adopters, forward thinkers, and innovators create groundbreaking businesses, flourishing tech hubs, innovation hubs, and vibrant creative industries. We are excited to sponsor Sustainable Business Awards and Next 95 Showcase. This year's bold pivot by SBN to spotlight and put a showcase on businesses that driving that climate-friendly and sustainable innovation is what we need right now to continue our transition towards a climate-friendly, resilient, and low-carbon future, where nature and people flourish together.
Brilliant. Thank you, Patton. Round of applause for Patton and Tātaki Auckland. We appreciate it. All right, let's crack on. So we had a strong turnout from the construction industry in the next 95. And the judges have 2 commendations for innovations in the built environment. And the first of those, Patton, goes to
Adaptable structures.
the judges say adaptable structures modular construction systems is a game changer, helping reduce waste to landfill. With just over 50 components and 4 tools, it's a smart, low-carbon solution for commercial, industrial and residential buildings, extending even to interior design. Do we have anybody from... Are they here?
Come up.
Come on up. Welcome aboard. Here we go. Pay attention, everyone, because if you win, you're going to have to do this. Look at that. Got the certificate up the right way. He's got a smile. There's Dave. Thank you, Dave. Look at that. Brilliant. And now a short speech.
Short speech. I mean, this is not a me, but a we thing. So there are other people involved, and I've got to thank my design team, my interior design team, my suppliers. So it's been a long road. It's taken 10 years to get to this. So very appreciative and thank you all. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy. Love my team. Best. They're actually number one. Okay.
Congratulations, Adaptable Structures. All right. Also from the built environment, a commendation goes to
Lanaco.
As they make their way to the stage, the judges say Lanaco's ecostatic filter is a breakthrough in sustainable air filtration, using natural wool and plant-based fibres to reduce environmental impact compared to synthetic filters. It is well designed with strong export potential, making a lot of sheep farmers very happy, I'm sure. Don't look at me, look at Dave.
This will be extremely quick. Thank you very much indeed to my team, my supporters, and most importantly, our investors who have supported us through in this journey as we head to greatness. Thank you.
It doesn't have to be that quick. It could be quicker. It's not. I think sometimes I scare people.
I think so.
No one wants to be uncomfortably close to me. All right. Hey, metaphorically now we're travelling down the Motu to Ōtautahi Christchurch, where we have a commendation to announce, and that is congratulations to
Spout Milk.
Now, Spout Milk, unfortunately, cannot be with us this evening. The judges say Spout Milk's innovative solution replaces single-use plastic milk bottles with 100% reusable kegs, eliminating over 100,000 plastic bottles from New Zealand's waste stream. This simple yet brilliant approach is scalable and it has the potential to make an impact. And it's one of those things that we're probably all sitting out there and thinking, why didn't I think of that? What about a round of applause for Spout Milk? Brilliant. Also based in Christchurch, but here tonight. This is narrowing it down. A round of applause for another commendation.
Zincovery.
Walking almost all the way from Christchurch. Gives me time to say this. The judges say Zincovery's revolutionary technology is transforming zinc recycling with a solution to reusing zinc furnace dust. With an ambitious goal to avoid 3 million tonnes of CO2 annually within a decade and a successful $10 million capital raise, it's a standout in industrial innovation and a solution to those of us who worry about zinc furnace dust. I lose sleep. Congratulations, Zincovery.
Thanks, everyone. It's a pleasure to receive this award. Zincovery is focused on decarbonising the physical world with materials like zinc, the fourth most used industrial metal in the world. Thank you very much again. Really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Now, as much as it's great to welcome these stories, there's always something else to be really worried about. I wasn't concerned about zinc furnace dust until now, and now I'm weirdly anxious. This is a great one as well. It's our final commendation for disruptive innovation, and congratulations goes to
EV Maritime.
sailing in from just over there. The judges say EV Maritime is pioneering clean transport with its electric ferry technology, set to reduce emissions by 500,000 tonnes per year by 2040. With projects in Auckland and beyond, this visionary company has huge potential to reduce emissions in harbour cities worldwide, much to the happiness of everybody who lives on Waiheke, I think.
Well, gosh, thank you very much to everybody here. Congratulations to the other Next 95. Huge thanks to Rachel and SPN. You guys have been there since before the start. You've been a huge help to our storytelling, and you've been a huge inspiration, and this whole community has been to me and my journey, and a huge support. So thank you. I want to thank my whole team. I want to thank our previous government for supporting us. I want to thank our current government for saying good things about the things that they're going to support us for in the future. And I want to thank my wife, without whom I could not be doing any of this. And she's with me tonight. So thank you, Sarah.
Good. And thanks to everybody who sticks with those people who say, hey, I've got an idea. All right. I'm going to welcome Rachel back to the stage now to help to present the first of our awards to the winner of the inaugural Disruptive Innovation Awards. Pardon, the winner.
Lordstone Energy.
The judges say Lodestone Energy is redefining New Zealand's renewable energy landscape through its large-scale solar farms, bringing disruptive innovation and resilience to the sector. The scope of Lodestone's impact is impressive. With the capacity to power 50,000 homes, its 5 solar farms demonstrate that solar power generation is low cost and viable as a source of power. There's more. The company's dual land use model shows its forward-thinking approach. By raising panels to allow agricultural activities like sheep grazing, Lodestone optimises land use, supporting both energy generation and local agriculture. Walk slowly to the lectern while I finish. Meanwhile, the virtual rooftop solar model provides long-term price stability for businesses in a volatile energy market. Lodestone shows how clean energy solutions can be financially viable, enhancing New Zealand's energy security and contributing significantly to our zero carbon ambitions. The inaugural winner of the Disruptive Innovation Award, Lodestone.
Well, I just want to say a huge thank you for winning this award. We are amazed at winning it. We were here today and looking around the room at all that amazing innovation and how exciting it is. And one of the things I want to say is I love the support that people are giving each other, and we have to thank all those courageous supporters out there that are investing in this new technology. It makes a difference to all of us that we can build these things. And I guess my lasting words would be for all of us, you know, keep asking the questions, what if, what else, and what more? Thank you very much.
Oh, I nearly cried. it's the reason we come together, so that we can see the joy of all of that hard work and all of that effort. What about a round of applause for all of our entrants, our commendations, and our winner? And thanks to you, pardon, much appreciated from Tātaki Auckland Unlimited. All right, the second award tonight is the Transformational Leadership Award. This award honours visionary leaders who are championing long-term transformational changes towards a regenerative circular economy. The award celebrates individuals or teams that inspire and lead by example, driving systemic change that ensures people and nature thrive for generations to come. I'm going to welcome Oliver Jepson, National Motor Manager, NZI, and one of our sponsors to of the awards this year, to say a few words and to announce our commendations and winners. Here's Oliver. Thank you, Oliver.
Thanks, Teresa. Always makes me a little bit nervous when you say burn the house down when you're an insurer. So if we could not do that, that'd be great. Look, it's a real honour to be here tonight, representing NZI. We've been a supporter of the Sustainable Business Network for 22 years. As an insurer, we play a critical role in helping our customers, partners, and our communities prepare for climate-related impacts as we see firsthand how climate is affecting them. At NZI, we believe sustainability is a fundamental principle that should guide our actions and decisions. That's why in my space, we released an EV fleet guide which supports the business community to consider how they transition their fleet to an electric solution. It's why our own repair hubs feature ultra-fast robotic paint booths using 70% less energy, and why the sites now have solar across the entire roof. Our collaboration with SBN allows us to invest in community partnerships and promote safety and resilience through effective risk management. This approach reduces unnecessary hardships and makes insurance more accessible and affordable. For example, the Climate Action Toolbox, the Nature Regeneration Project, and the Circular Economy Directory are programs of work we've been involved in. I commend Rachel and her team for the transformation they have made to the awards and the record-breaking number of entrants that we have here tonight. As we look to the future, it's clear the path to sustainability is paved with innovation, collaboration, and a shared commitment to making a positive impact. Tonight's awards are a testament to the incredible work being done by businesses across New Zealand and individuals. Thank you for your commitment to sustainability and for making a difference in our communities. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and let's celebrate the remarkable progress we've made and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead.
Thank you, Oliver. All right, you have the great pleasure of announcing our commendations and the winner of the Transformational Leadership Award. And we're going to begin with our first commendation, which goes to...
Fantastic name, Oliver Hunt.
Oliver Hunt from Medsal. The judges say that at just 30 years old, kids are all right. At just 30 years old, Oliver Hunt is transforming healthcare sustainability through Medsal. By remanufacturing medical devices, the company reduces waste, cuts carbon emissions, and delivers significant cost savings for hospitals. Medsal was a great example of a financially successful B Corp with clear social and environmental impacts. Congratulations, Oliver Hunt.
Yeah, look, the number might say 30, but after working in the health system for 7 years, it feels like a lot longer. I think I said to someone earlier that doing what we do at Medsal, providing products that are being reused and cheaper to this health system, feels like standing outside a burning building, trying to pour water on it, only to be told by people like Pharmac that they've got the issue as they continue to pour petrol on it. So I think the health system is one area that this country needs to fix. That's been the case for the entire time I've been working on Medsal, and it continues to be the case. So whenever you see someone, given that you're not going to be able to buy our products unless you own a hospital, whenever you see someone in the health system, encourage them to be a little bit more bold and to do the right thing. Thanks, heaps.
Congratulations, Oliver. All right, tourism. Where would we be without it? At home, I imagine. This is a good one too. We've got a commendation for.
Debbie and Paul Brainerd.
So congratulations. To Debbie and Paul Brainerd, the Headwaters Eco Lodge. Unfortunately, Paul and Debbie cannot be here tonight, but we've got Kylie Broxton, GM of the Headwaters, accepting the commendation on their behalf, I believe. Maybe. Yes. Look, okay. Are you? I didn't even care who you are, to be honest. You're a living human walking up to hold the award. Hey, look, I've had the enormous pleasure of staying at Headwaters. It is awesome. What did the judges say? They say Debbie and Paul Brainerd's visionary leadership has created a world-class example of regenerative tourism. The Headwaters Eco Lodge generates more energy than it consumes and it meets the rigorous living building challenge standards. It's an inspiring story of sustainability and design excellence in the accommodation sector, and it has revolutionised the gorgeous, gorgeous little town of Glenorchy. Congratulations, Debbie and Paul.
Gosh, what an absolute honour to be here tonight on behalf of Paul and Debbie. I know they would be here if they could. What a privilege to be working with them on such an amazing journey. And what I can say is Glenorchy is an incredible place. If you do have holidays planned, or if you don't have holidays planned, can highly recommend a quick trip down to Glenorchy. You won't be disappointed.
It's awesome. And as the woman at the dairy said, she goes, when the Alpine fault goes, the building there is designed to withstand it. So we'll be fine for the several months it'll take them to get to us. Really how Glenorchy grows. They're anticipating just not ever having people leave. All right. It's gorgeous. Construction. Got another standout in the construction sector. A commendation goes to
Rui Ping.
From Critical, the judges say Rui Ping's innovative leadership at Critical has diverted more than 450 tonnes of hard-to-recycle plastics from landfills. By turning waste into low-carbon building materials, Rui combines Indigenous values with pioneering technology, setting a new standard for the construction industry's impact on the environment. Congratulations, Rui Ping. Nice to see you again. Round of applause for Rui.
Kia ora, Reece Darby, for giving this award. I really appreciate it. We started Critical when I was 25, because we were designers frustrated because we couldn't find sustainable materials that were beautiful. And it turns out that I wasn't the only designer who felt this way. So by 2050, millennials and Gen Z are going to control 50% of the global economy. And as designers and young practitioners, we put our money where sustainability is. So I'm super grateful to create a platform to celebrate the design of Aotearoa, and we get to be a part of that too. So ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, tēnā kouroa for the award, and tēnā koutou SBN for this lovely award. I'm genuinely surprised, bro, so me. Yeah.
Well deserved. I am pretty much the Reece Darby you get when you order your MCs from Temu. So no budget. This guy is so impressive. We're going to welcome him back to the stage with another commendation. Oliver.
Michael Eaglin.
Welcome back, Michael. You may remember Michael as the man who collected the EV Maritime Award. The judges say Michael Eaglin is a leader in decarbonising urban transport with EV Maritime's zero emissions fast ferries. His commitment to sustainable marine innovation and self-funded advocacy is reshaping harbour transport in Aotearoa, New Zealand and beyond. Congratulations, Michael.
Okay. Gosh, thank you. I don't know what to say. Look, There's a lot more people than me doing this stuff. Yeah, look, I'm a bit stumped, actually. I'm really touched. Thank you very much. I guess if I could leave you with something rather, I've said my thank yous, and my thank yous are the same, very same as I just made, but get out and vote. Make your submissions to the places. Just be boring. Go out and do that stuff you got to do that old people do. Convince your kids to do it as well, because people might listen to them. You know, when Auckland Transport puts up a request for resource consent to which they did last week, for putting in the charging infrastructure for electric ferries on Queen's Wharf, go and have a look at it, because you'll find that despite what certain people have been quoted as saying in the media, it's a very well considered piece of work, and it needs to be supported. So go out, make yourselves heard, and use public transport. Catch ferries. It's a gateway drug into public transport. I love it. Get out and do it because it's a better life. Thank you.
No, thank you. Just do be careful with voting. We can all see what that's done in the last month or so. Democracy is all well and good until the other team wins. Hey, Oliver.
Absolutely.
Food. Where would we be without it? We've got a commendation for the food sector too, and it goes to the wonderful
Deborah Manning.
Kia ora, Deborah Manning from the New Zealand Food Network. The judges say Deborah Manning is a trailblazer in tackling food waste and food insecurity. Her work with Kiwi Harvest and the New Zealand Food Network has created a nationwide system for redistributing surplus food, providing vital support during times of crisis and addressing two of New Zealand's biggest challenges. A round of applause for Deborah Manning.
Red blood flowing like a rough rapid when you are nearby.
Kia ora koutou, and thank you so much for this award. It's really lovely that food rescue is recognised as an important part of a regenerative circular economy. You know, food rescues around the country are trying really hard in difficult times to take surplus food and put it back into the community, diverting it from landfill, feeding people, which is the most important thing in the world. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Gavin from the New Zealand Food Network and his team, which are here tonight, Angela from Kiwi Harvest and her team, and Caitlin, who couldn't be with us today, from the New Zealand Food Waste Champions, for all that they do, and also to the Sustainable Business Network and Rachel. Rachel, we all love you. So thank you for leading the way, for shouting out loud, and for giving us a platform to actually tell people what we do and why we matter. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Deborah. Final commendation for transformational leadership. They are a sustainability stalwart and a pioneer of corporate sustainability. Oliver.
Perry Drysdale.
You got bad genes.
Perry Drysdale from Untouched World. The judges say Perry Drysdale is a true pioneer of sustainable fashion and corporate responsibility. For over 3 decades, her leadership has combined innovation, environmental respect, and social impact. Through Untouched World and its foundation, Perry inspires future leaders and sets the gold standard for ethical business. Congratulations, Perry Drysdale.
Oh, thank you. I feel incredibly honoured in this esteemed group of people who are doing so much. And thank you to Rachel and SBN and all that you do. What we've tried to do since the 90s really is try and get the word out there of what needs to happen. And this is amazing for doing it. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Perry. All right. We're going to welcome Rachel back again, which means that we are about to announce the inaugural winner of the Transformational Leadership Award. Welcome back, Rachel. So, The very first winner of the SBN Transformational Leadership Award, Oliver, is
Mike Casey.
From Rewiring Aotearoa, the judges say Mike Casey exemplifies a new generation driving a transformational shift in both the conversation around sustainability and the actions taken to achieve it. His dedication to gathering and sharing scientific data empowers decision makers to take meaningful action. Through Rewiring Aotearoa, Mike is a powerful advocate for the transition to an electric-powered economy. His all-electric cherry orchard, about to harvest very soon, not only demonstrates the practical steps for lowering emissions, but also proves these changes make sound business sense. In 2024 alone, Mike has presented at more than 100 events, welcomed more than 12,000 visitors to his orchard, and made almost 100 media appearances. And this level of influence shows his commitment to transformational leadership. Congratulations, Mike Casey.
I'm just going to start by addressing the elephant in the room, which is this Transformational Leadership Award was won by a cherry farmer from Cromwell. And no, this means the world to me. And I think there's only a few people that I want to thank tonight. The first is my team from Rewiring. I am, after all, just a megaphone for their incredibly hard work. And the second is to thank my wife, who right now is running a cherry orchard while I get to come and sink a few tins and take home this. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Nice one, Mike. Just appreciate that you put on your cherry farmer's cocktail attire. Just long pants. Hey, look, I've had the great pleasure of seeing Mike present at a number of events, and a very well-deserved reward for Mike, and to everybody who received commendations. Hey, congratulations to all of tonight's winners and to the next 95. It really, look, to see so much success and hope exhibited tonight is truly outstanding. I think at this time of this particular year, we do really need it. And I have a challenge to each and every one of you tonight. There is no end of unrelenting bad news. For those of you who have the misfortune to be on Twitter, for example, it's like my fentanyl. I'm addicted to it, and it's no good for my mental health, and I want to quit, but I can't because I'm fascinated by just how bad can things get. And the answer is, as you scroll down the comments, worse than you could imagine. Hey, but look, we do live in a world of unrelenting bad news at times, and we talked about it at the beginning. What gives people inspiration and aspiration is hearing really good news stories. And we often don't lead with those good news stories. So my challenge to each and every one of you over the next few days, pop onto the SBN website. Have a look at every one of the next 95. There will be those that you are familiar with, but I guarantee you're not familiar with everything they do. There will be those that you are utterly unfamiliar with. Have a look at them as well. Have a look at the exhibition downstairs. And over the Christmas period and the next few months, every time you go out, whether you're meeting friends or whānau or business connections, when you're standing in a queue at an airport or in a line to get a coffee or whatever it may be, sing the praises of these people that you hear. When you're talking to that cousin that we spoke about earlier on, what business are they in? I guarantee you can find something that resonates with them and makes them think about what they do in a different kind of way. And as I say, celebrate the stories. And do what Rod would do. Rod would have sung these stories to the high heavens, and he would have done it with passion and with humor and overall with just a joyous celebration. Celebrate all of these people because they are the people that are doing the mahi that is making a difference, and they're doing it against a whole lot of odds much of the time. So please, what about a round of applause for all of our next 95? To those of you who entered and didn't become a finalist, thank you for entering. To those of you who became a finalist but not a winner, thank you for entering and being a finalist, and know that the work that you do, I often say we might not be able to change the world, but we have it within our power to change our worlds, as big or small as those worlds may be, within our communities, within our businesses, and you are the people who are doing that, and we do thank you from the bottom of our hearts. For those of us who do literally nothing, other than read aloud and celebrate you. There will be hundreds of thousands, a lot of New Zealanders who don't know what you do, but you do it on behalf of all of them. So we do thank you. A big thank you as well to everybody who made this event possible, and this year more so than ever. As Rachel said, we had an outpouring of generosity in making sure that we could celebrate the best of us here tonight. So to the sponsors, hey, look, thank you. Thank you to the sponsors. And I say this at every event that I do. Have a look who sponsors things. It could be your kids' rugby team. It could be a local event, whatever it may be, a glamorous night like this. If you have the opportunity as to where to spend your money, if you can choose to spend that money with those people who invested back into the best of us, please do over the next little while. So what about a round of applause to everybody who sponsors anything? We do appreciate it. To our event partners, the awards entrance to the next 95, it does take a network to pull off an event of such complexity. And a huge thank you, as I said, to NZI and Tātaki Auckland Unlimited for being the sponsors of this year's Sustainable Business Awards. Before we wrap up, we have one last parting message from the late, great Rod Oram, who had these words to say to the crowd in 2022. They seem fitting to hear them again today. It's going to require your participation, so I do want to hear your best loud voices. Take it away, Rod.
And so lastly, let's just pick up on the last three lines of the fabulous SBN Waiata. And I apologize, we're going to do this in New Zealand rather than Te Reo. So after me, here are the last three lines. All near and far.
All near and far.
Oh, come on, give it more gas than that. Oh, gas, gas. All near and far. Let us be strong.
Be strong.
Participate to the full.
Participate to the full.
Ngā mihi, ngā mihi, ngā mihi, aharoa to you all. Thank you.
Brilliant. Hey, this is where we farewell our people who are online, because I suspect the last thing they want to do now is watch you walk out of a room that they're not in, and then just sit and stare at an empty room. So, hey, look out for people over the festive period. And I say, go and find these stories, celebrate the good stories, be the person who turns up to every bloody barbecue or work event and leads with some great news and a great story, because the hope and the inspiration that Rod so vividly personified is very much needed in the world in this day and age. For those of us here in the room, we're going to continue to network your sustainable socks off downstairs in the amazing Next 95 showcase. We can exit both from the front and the back. Just be careful. You are good and great people. There are crowds that I wouldn't bother telling this to. There's just a slight ramp as we get to the top, and then maybe you want to hold the handrail. If anyone does tumble down, if you are below them, catch them, because they may be doing better work than you. We don't know. Hey, but to Rachel and the SBN team, and to everybody who came along to celebrate tonight, what about one final round of applause? This has been the 22nd of the SBN Awards. As I say, we graduated. We became, in a way, we're adults this year. It's the first one since our 21st. I've had the great pleasure of hosting a lot of them. I see the best of New Zealand every week. I am standing in front of crowds celebrating the best of Aotearoa New Zealand. And this is, without a doubt, not only the best awards night to finish with, but certainly the most recent. So let's head downstairs and continue the celebrations.